This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. This is my review of Ireland versus Italy. So a good start from Italy. They put the ball through hands pretty well, and Casey, who's starting at 9, the Munster lad, he puts in a loose kick. He played pretty well otherwise. Henshaw then coughs up a penalty at the breakdown, and Italy have their first kick at goal. Garbisi is kicking. He's not the usual kicker, and shows a little bit. He scuffs his kick, and it goes under the crossbar, which is a rare sight. It's a perfect opportunity for Italy to start the game well, and they miss it, and it'll turn out to be one they regret later on in the match. Keenan, Mr. Fantastic, he had a brilliant game at fullback for Ireland, and he picked up a little bit of a knock, but it seems like he's okay, which is great for Ireland, because he really is, and was in this match particularly, a fantastic kind of contributor to the Irish cause. He calls a mark, and then instead of waiting for the sides to reset, he takes a quick tap, goes himself, nice run, and good support from Ireland. And this is the first real attacking phase that Ireland have had. The forwards take it up, smash it up the middle, make some hard yards, and then it goes out, and Crowley looks like he's been playing 10 for Ireland for 20 years, you know. He looks so relaxed, gives the ball out wide, and then gets up off the deck, gets back in the attacking line on the blind side, and the ball is fed to him, and he romps over for the try, and it's a great try. And I was surprised to hear his first international try, but then they added his first senior try. So that is the first try he's scored since he's been playing, I don't want to say adult rugby, if you like, but that's quite an amazing achievement for him, and you can see he's really pleased with it, and rightly so. It was a great try, so well done, great stuff for Ireland. Italy do get their set piece tested, the line out and scrum, and that was the case all day, and that really let them down a little bit. I think after last week they had parity in the scrums and lineouts, but this week Ireland really tested them. So Italy have a decent amount of possession actually in the first half. They actually tip Ireland in the possession stats, and but they can't really do much with it. They put the ball through hands, they do try a few things, but ultimately small mistakes let them down, unforced errors, and that was the case really throughout the match. Ireland attacking fluently as always, and Crowley is really running the back line very nicely, and Keenan seems to be everywhere. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it looks like danger for Italy, and Ireland go on the attack. It's spun out to the wing, and Sheehan is there to get Ireland's second try. Yeah, and Crowley really seems to be enjoying himself, and he likes a little bit of the hitch kick, doesn't he? He takes a couple of the Italian players on with that, and meanwhile the forwards are doing the business. The scrum is starting to creak for Italy, and they do cough up a couple of penalties before half time. And Ireland looking very strong in all departments. And it is from the pack that Ireland get their next try, from a line-out, attacking line-out, they power over. And nice variation in their attack. They've shown already in this match they can throw wide and put it through hands, but also they have power up front, which has always been a classic trait of this Irish team, and why they've been so successful, I think, is that they have that mixture. They can attack from the forwards or the backs, so that's a great asset to have. Not sure who gets over there, but it's 19-0, and that's half time. So as the second half kicks off, the Irish team is unchanged. They have a lot of boys on the bench. I think they'd like to get on later in the match, but it shows a certain amount of respect for the Italy team, which is good, because the Italians have applied themselves well, but just the execution hasn't been there. But honestly, it's a bit of a flat start to the second half. Quite a few penalties conceded on both sides, and Ireland kind of gone off the boil a little bit, but They always do look threatening when they have the ball, so let's see what they can do. Really, from Ireland's first attacking position in the second half, which is a line-out that they ran a standard, really, line-out maul, and Italy are just not at home. And Ireland, like, storm over, and Sheehan gets his second try of the match, and it's 24-0, and like minutes later, Ireland stream forward on the attack as well. Again, Keane, so good, and Sheehan almost gets over in the corner, but a great tackle by the Italian cover defense. So Ireland really dominating now and finding their feet a little bit in this second half. So from this excellent period of attacking play for Ireland, they almost get the result, and Henshaw like crawls over the line and puts it down, but it's given initially, but the referee calls it back and said no, double movement. So yeah, but Ireland looking really strong, and at this point they bring on a ton of subs. So obviously the game is going to change a little bit, and the momentum is going to shift, but Ireland were looking really strong up until this point. And a devastating blow for Italy, really. One of their players gets pinged and yellow carded for tripping James Lowe, who has looked very, very, very sharp all match. So they're down to 10 men now. 10 men? It's not soccer, right? They're down to 14 men. And it's going to be a tough ask now for Italy to get anything out of this game. So it does take a little bit of time for the new boys on the field to find their feet, Byrne particularly, but they get there in the end and put some good phases together. And Lowe shows incredible power and determination after an Irish attack to get over in the corner, and gets a fantastic try, and it's 29-0. And Lowe has looked on form all game. He's really looking sharp and up for it, as he always does. Always a smile on his face, always ready to get stuck in. And eventually he did get man of the match, and I think it was thoroughly deserved. He played very well, and a big boot of his, of course. And the Italians are yet to score. It's still 0. And this now is a challenge for the Italian team for the last 10-15 minutes. They're going to want to get on the board for all the effort they put in. And no one likes to be nil. If you've ever played rugby, it's one of the worst feelings ever. So, yeah, that's really a challenge for them now. Maybe they can't win the match, but they can get that 0 off the board. Unfortunately, the Italian heads are dipping a little bit, and Ireland go on the attack once more. This time Nash gets over, again, debutant I think last week, and he gets another try, and he scored last week and he gets another try this week. So yeah, everything he touches at the moment is working out for him. Byrne has a nice kick, but I will say that Crowley has stayed on the field while the new number 10 is on, and for this try Crowley was heavily involved, so he's looked a class act all match. And I entitled this video Cruise Control, because he seems so relaxed and he just seems to be so easy for him, and anytime he's involved, Ireland look really good. So in summary, an emphatic win for Ireland. They nilled the Italians, which was a shame for them, but yeah, too many mistakes, and they look good and put some good phases together now and again. But yeah, playing against this quality opposition, you can't make unforced errors like that. And Crowley really ran the show when he was at 10, and he even had a big impact when he was at 15. So he's a keeper for sure, that boy. And yeah, playing absolutely phenomenal out of his skin. I think it was 36-0 in the end. Maybe the second half was a little bit tighter than the scoreline would suggest, but basically every time Ireland got an attacking opportunity, they took it. They weren't at their best. A lot of changes in the team during the match and before the match, but all of the new boys did really well again, and I think that will be very, very satisfying for Farrell and for the players themselves. Jack Conan got a good run out to put in some big hits, and yeah, they'll be very happy with this result, and onwards and upwards. I think there's a 1 week break now, and then they host Wales at at home there in Dublin, and that'll be a tough match for the Welsh. But yeah, great for the Irish, and the mythical Grand Slam back-to-back is beckoning. So let's see how they do. If you've watched this far, thank you very much. And also thank you for all your support and great comments that you've been leaving on the channel. I really do appreciate it. I read them all. I'll try and respond to as many as I can, but I just want to let you know that it's very much appreciated. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.